Story 1. The Deep Pulse. They say the ocean holds secrets. Out here, 200 miles from the nearest land, you learn to believe it, especially when you're drilling into the parts of it no one's ever seen. Rig 407, 6 months out. A ghost in the machine, some of us called it. Just the hum of the pumps, the clang of steel, the constant churning roar of the sea. Your whole world shrinks to this metal coffin. That's where it started. The hum. Not the normal hum of the rig, mind you. This was deeper, lower. Like something immense, 100 miles down, finally woke up and sighed. First, it was just a blip. A seismic anomaly that didn't make sense. We'd hit something. Something unyielding. Something that pulled back. Diagnostics keep failing. Power fluctuations. Not just from the drill. It's systemic. We tried to ignore it. Blamed it on deep-sea pressure, old equipment. But the hum grew. And then, the whispers started. At first, just static. Then, you'd swear you heard your name. Or a fragment of a conversation, just out of earshot. Guys started talking about it. Said the isolation was getting to them. Said the rig itself was talking. Food consumption dropped. Sleep was a luxury. Every shadow felt like it held something. Every distant clang, a step. We were all on edge. But the captain, he just pushed us harder. Target depth, boys. We're almost there. Almost there. Or almost gone. The machinery started to malfunction. Not just little glitches. Things that shouldn't happen. Valves opening themselves. Pressure gauges spiking for no reason. It was like the rig itself was fighting us. Or something was fighting through it. Then the changes came. Not physical, not at first. Mental. Tariq, a quiet guy, started obsessively etching these symbols. Said they were warnings from the deep. His eyes. They just weren't his anymore. Empty. Staring at something only he could see. Listen, can you hear that? It's everywhere now. It's not just in our heads. Communication went down. Emergency beacon dead. We were cut off. No help coming. Just us. And whatever we'd woken up. I was looking for survivors. Anyone. The rig was a tomb. Every step an echo. Every shadow. A threat. Hello? Anyone? It wasn't a creature. Not in the way we understood. It was influence. A pressure. Something that got inside you, twisted you, used your own fear against you. It wanted us to understand, to join. It's not just the deep. It's in the rig, in the walls, in the air. And it's getting in us. Tariq, what happened to you? You will understand. You will join. The hum. The deep. It calls. The last thing I heard was the hum. It wasn't just in the rig. It was inside my head. Synchronized with my own failing heartbeat. Story 2. The Leviathan's Maw. They say the deep ocean holds secrets. Things humanity was never meant to find. They say some secrets are better left buried. We didn't listen. My name's Mark. Was an engineer. Young. Ambitious. 2 months ago I shipped out to the Leviathan's Maw. God, what a name. Figured it was just a rig. Metal, oil, long shifts. Nothing could have prepared me for what we woke up. First few weeks were exactly as advertised. Hard graft. 12-hour shifts felt like 20. The endless roar of the drills, the smell of diesel and salt. The isolation hits you first. Weeks out here, just metal and water. But there's a kind of camaraderie too. You're all in it together. Or so I thought. It started subtly. Little things. First night, I heard this scraping, like something heavy being dragged across the metal deck, right below my bunk. Checked the logs, nothing. Asked around. Old Salty Jim, the lead driller, just grunted. Said the rig's alive. Old iron always groans. Then the equipment started acting up. Not major breakdowns, just glitches. Power surges that weren't on the grid. Drills seizing up for no reason. Lights flickering in corridors when no one was around to trigger a sensor. We'd run diagnostics, find nothing. Dave, one of the newer engineers, swore he saw things move in the reflection of the viewport. Just shadows, he said, exhaustion playing tricks. We all laughed it off. The whispers started around week 3. Just faint, barely there. Like the wind catching a conversation. Only the wind was inside, in the vents, in the walls. And it wasn't English. Not any language I knew. I found a strange residue, too. Down in a lower pipe section. Slick, dark, like tar, but organic. Smelled like ozone and something else. Something rotten. No one else seemed to notice. Or maybe they just didn't want to. Dave was the first to really crack. He stopped sleeping. Started talking to himself, rambling about the pull and the deep. Said it was calling to him. We tried to get him to the infirmary, but he just vanished. One night, gone. Commander said he must have fallen overboard. Tragic accident. But Dave was meticulous. He wouldn't just disappear. Not like that. I found his log, full of wild scribbles, diagrams of impossible creatures. The last entry. It's in the walls. It's in the water. It saw me. I couldn't let it go. Dave's disappearance. The whispers. The slime. I started digging. Found an old sealed-off section of the Leviathan's maw, full of decommissioned equipment and a powerful metallic stench. Dust-covered logs from decades ago. Another deep-bore project. Another crew gone missing. Same pattern. The reports were heavily redacted. Unforeseen geological anomalies. Structural integrity compromised. Lies. It wasn't geological. It was alive. And it was still here. The rig started to feel like a cage. Every shadow was something watching. Every creak, a step closer. The whispers intensified, sometimes forming words, distorted, ancient. Come. Down. Beneath. I knew then. It wasn't just in the rig. It was part of the rig. It was pushing up from the deep, and it wanted us. I was in the comms room when the main power died. Not an outage, not a surge. It was ripped out. The rig screamed. I heard its roar, not from the engines, but from below, from the deep. I grabbed my comms unit, tried to send a mayday. That's when I saw it, in the main viewport, a giant black form rising from the ocean depths. Too big, too many limbs. And then, it breached, ripped through the hull, into the lower decks. I heard the screams then, not the rig's, but the men's. The thing was inside. It was hunting. It was feeding. I don't know how long I've been adrift. Days? Weeks? They found some of us. Not many. But they didn't find it. They never will. It's still down there. Waiting. And it knows I saw it. It knows I survived. Sometimes at night I can still hear it. The whispers, the scraping, the pull. Story 3. The deep grind. You see this? This ain't just metal, boys. This is 30,000 tons of steel floating in the middle of nowhere. 150 miles offshore. My name's Alex. I'm a roughneck on the Hades rig. Been here 3 months. 3 months too long. Most people think rigs are just machines. Noise and oil. They don't get the feeling of it. The constant shuddering beneath your feet. The roar that never stops. And the dark. Oh God, the dark. You look down, over the edge, into that water. It's not black. It's an absence of light, like staring into a dead eye. It's been weird. Little things. At first, you just brush it off. Rig settling, the wind playing tricks. But lately, it's more. We're deep sea drilling, deeper than most have gone. Tapping into God knows what. First thing was a couple weeks back. Just shadows. Movement out of the corner of your eye. Nothing solid. You turn, it's gone. Jensen, he's another roughneck, said he saw him too. Said it was sleep deprivation. Yeah, right. Then the sounds started. Not the rig sounds. Deeper. Like something trying to push through the metal. Groans. Not of strain, but of agony. And then, the whispers. Alex. This is where it gets me. The comms. Sometimes late shift, when everyone's gone or sleeping. Static. Then through the static you hear it. Not words, not exactly. More like suggestions. Like someone talking underwater, right in your ear, trying to tell you something, or trying to get out. Last night, on the security footage, looked like someone was on deck C, nowhere near an access point. My heart was pounding. I went down there. Nothing. Just the wind. But the cold. It hit me like a wall. A deep, bone-aching cold. Like the ocean itself was seeping into the rig. They say we hit something. Down deep. Not rock. Not gas. Something organic. They shut down the primary drill for a day, then started it back up. Said it was just a geological anomaly. Anomaly? It felt like we just poked a sleeping giant. Mac, he's been on rigs for 40 years, seen it all, heard it all. Even he went quiet. He just keeps staring out at the water now. Said he had a nightmare. Saw something with too many eyes. Mac doesn't scare. That scares me. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? What was that? After that, things accelerated. Power failures. Lights flickering. Equipment malfunctioning inexplicably. But then people started disappearing. First, old Manjeet, a cook, said he went for a smoke. Never came back. The OIM said he probably fell overboard. But there were no alarms, no splash. Just gone. Jensen, my bunkmate. He was right here. 10 minutes ago. Went to the head. I heard him singing, off key as always. Then, silence. I waited. Half an hour. Checked the head. His hard hat was on the floor. His boots were neatly beside the bunk. But he wasn't there. No one saw him leave. No one saw him come back. He just ceased. The OIM tried to call for a relief crew, a supply ship. Said the comms were down. Weather too bad. Bullshit. The weather's clear. The comms are always dodgy out here, but this is different. It feels like we've been cut off. Like something doesn't want us to leave. Make it stop. God, make it stop. It's here. I know it is. I saw it. Just a glimpse. Down below, near the deep sea riser. It was long. Too long. And thin. Like a shadow stretched too far, and it moved against the currents. It moved too fast. And I heard it. Clicking. Like it was trying to imitate the rig, or trying to talk to it.